And now on the line is Rachel Hammond. Rachel is the spokesperson of Dog Advocacy Ireland. Rachel, welcome back to Near FM.
Thank you for having me.
Rachel, I interviewed you on Near FM at the World Animal Day March in early October. I have interviewed John O'Callaghan on this programme on Near FM several times over the last couple of years. Can you tell me, first of all, how you would describe who Dog Advocacy Ireland are and the kind of work that you all do, Rachel?
Dog Advocacy Ireland was formed to address the negligence of dog welfare protection in Ireland, especially with regard to puppy farming. The current system of governance is so utterly dysfunctional, it has to be addressed. So we, along with many others, are working to bring greater awareness to Ireland's dog welfare crisis and to make meaningful change. The recent Dog Welfare Amendment Bill submitted by Jennifer Whitmore is a massive step in the right direction, and we're hoping more people will understand the need and urgency for it to pass.
Okay, we'll talk about policy now in a minute or two, more about policy. But Rachel, can you tell me a bit about your background and how you got involved with Dog Advocacy Ireland?
Sure. I'm a passionate animal lover and advocate. After my little dog Missy joined our family a few years ago, I discovered the amazing international dog-loving community on Instagram and was able to connect with so many other passionate dog owners, small businesses, rescue centers, as well as dog advocates, which is how I became aware of Dog Advocacy Ireland. And I'm the type of person that wants to help where help is needed, and I feel that Ireland's dog welfare crisis is something that can absolutely be changed.
And you're actually from America, aren't you, Rachel?
I am. I was raised in upstate New York.
Do you like living in Ireland?
Very much so. My family thrives here.
All right. So your family, your heritage is Irish, is it?
Not really. I have my 3 times great-grandparents. They emigrated to New York in the 1860s, but that's the only Irish heritage I have. I'm married into an Irish family.
Okay. Just speaking about America for a minute, and you said you're talking about like the policy for dogs in Ireland. Like, how do you think America is doing? Like, is America doing better or worse or the same as Ireland for dog policy? Do you think, Rachel?
You know, that's a really good question, and I'm not informed enough to give any answers just because that's not I haven't really focused on the American policies, and they differ state by state, so I wouldn't know how to compare the two.
No, I have heard that on other issues as regards the US. There are so many states, and for different areas, they have different policies, so I understand what you're saying. Okay, we'll move on. I imagine that you and your colleagues, Rachel, admire the work that John O'Callaghan has done and is doing for Dog Advocacy Ireland, do you?
I do, and I feel very honored and grateful that John has trusted me to help take over the lead role at Dog Advocacy Ireland, because we fully believe that we can and will make a difference for dogs here.
Okay. John told me of one area in particular in relation to dogs that you are concerned about or angry about, Rachel. Can you tell me what issue or issues you would personally like to see addressed more in terms of dogs or dog policy that you believe is not receiving the attention that it should be?
Yeah, there's a couple areas among many, but the biggest frustration for me is the lenient punishments for dog abuse and neglect. The severity of the actual sentences that are handed down to offenders is so ineffective for not only properly punishing them for the crimes they committed, but these lenient sentences also fail to act as a deterrent for all potential offenders. So there needs to be a harsher, consistent penalties introduced, maybe a mandatory sentencing guideline as well as lifetime bans on animal ownership, and that should be the default for serious cruelty convictions, and that will ensure punishments better reflect the severity of the crimes committed.
Yeah, I don't know if you know her. I interviewed a lady a couple of times, Bernie Wright. She's an animal welfare, animal rights activist, And my first time meeting and interviewing her several years ago, we're talking about she believes that there should be an animal crimes register. So if someone's convicted of cruelty to animals, they should be on a register. So and be a public register. Would you be inclined to agree with that?
I would support that 100%.
You mentioned at the start of the interview about puppy farms, and Jennifer Whitmore, I believe, has a bill at the moment. We're recording this interview on Thursday the 11th. It'll be going out on Tony's program on Sunday. But yesterday and Wednesday, there was supposed to be some kind of debate in the Dáil about Jennifer Whitmore's bill about puppy farms. Do you know anything more about what happened at that yesterday, Rachel?
Yeah, as far as I am aware, it wasn't dismissed, but it's been postponed, and which is a good thing because it gives it. I mean, it's not entirely a great thing, but it's better than being dismissed because it gives us a chance to bring greater awareness and fight for more support in order to make the bill pass when the time does come to present it again.
Yeah, John was telling me yesterday he believes that it's been postponed for 9 months. He was telling me the same thing that you're saying, that in some ways it's kind of good because it gives people like yourselves more opportunity to more time to raise the issue more and to make sure it is passed at the next stage.
As far as addressing some other areas of frustration, the current dysfunctional system Ireland has in place for dog welfare is one of them, because the responsibility for dog breeding and welfare legislation is spread across 3 different government departments, which has led to an uncoordinated and ineffective approach to enforcing the current laws. None of these departments take responsibility for their roles and duties to dog welfare. They pass off issues. They tend to make excuses without accepting accountability for their role and lack of action towards this national crisis Ireland is currently in the midst of. Additionally, trying to contact and communicate with them on dog welfare issues is nearly impossible. So Ireland needs a cohesive, centralized approach to maintaining and enforcing animal welfare. And the solution to this is to create a dedicated cross-party animal welfare department. One department, properly resourced.
When you say department, another word could be agency, would it?
Yeah, sure. You can say just taking the responsibility away from being spread across 3 different government departments who have many other responsibilities to take, pay attention to. And dog welfare falls at the lowest rungs of their list of things to do. Having one department will better improve dog welfare all across the country.
I remember John telling me a year or so ago that at the time he was in favour of there being a new animal welfare authority. That'd be the kind of thing you're talking about, yeah? Exactly,
yes. That's exactly it. And they need proper resources. It's not properly funded to have. Yeah, what we need in this country is greater awareness and better enforcement of the existing legislation. Over time, once we bring changes, the attitudes and behaviors of the people in Ireland will improve the way dogs are treated. And having one agency or one department to overlook all of these issues is going to make it much more effective and efficient.
Yeah, and they could train the Gardaí as well, couldn't they? This agency could, couldn't they?
Yes, there's so many options going forward. I mean, they could introduce a training module to their studies, and yes, we very much believe that if the Garda were properly trained in dog welfare, that they wouldn't have excuses for not being able to handle the emergencies and the calls that come up day to day. The last thing I'd love to say is, please, to anybody listening, don't buy any puppies for Christmas presents. Caring for animals is an enormous responsibility, and they should never be given as gifts.